Coming up on Cronkite News, could early voting in Arizona be a thing of the past? We'll have the latest court decision up next.
Plus, see how some students have been processing the COVID pandemic through their art.
And later, we'll tell you about the effort to get more people into affordable housing.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Brianna Garcia.
And I'm Kyle Betts. Thank you for joining us. Early voting will continue here in Arizona as efforts by the Republican Party were stopped today. Julio Mora Rodriguez has the latest on the decision that came down this afternoon.
In his decision today, Mojave County Superior Court Judge Lee Jansen said the only question at issue in the lawsuit is the Arizona legislature prohibited from making laws that include no-excuse mail-in voting. The short answer, he ruled, is no. The lawsuit was brought by the Arizona Republican Party, who sought to end mail-in voting, saying it was unconstitutional because mail-in voting did not meet the requirements of secrecy. Early voting has been a staple of the Arizona political process for over 30 years, and it is extremely popular. In the 2020 general election, 89% of Arizonans voted early, mostly by mail. After the ruling was handed down, Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, who is tasked with running the election in 2022, said in a statement, "Today, a court denied the latest request from the Arizona Republican Party to turn back the clock on Arizona's early voting system. Not only is voting by mail constitutional, it's safe, secure, and has been widely used by Arizona voters for decades." Alexander Colladin, representing the Republicans, says they feel they have grounds to an appeal.
Did not find in our favor on the ultimate issue. He found in our favor on literally every other issue and every other argument that the defendants have raised to try to block this law. And so I think that probably gives us a pretty clear path forward for an appeal.
In his ruling, the judge also noted that while the Republican Party did present examples of violations of the no-excuse mail-in voting law, he said they did not show a pattern of conduct that could undermine the entire system of mail-in voting. In the newsroom, Julio Mora Rodriguez, Cronkite News.
A last-bid attempt to get a stay of execution for one Arizona prisoner has been denied. Frank Atwood was convicted in 1984 for the murder of 8-year-old Vicky Hoskinson and sentenced to death. His lawyers were in court last week arguing the method of death, lethal injection, would be cruel and unusual punishment. Atwood has a degenerative spinal disease that has left him in a wheelchair. His lawyers say it would leave him in an unbearable amount of pain if strapped on his back for the injection. The judge said the state would provide a medical wedge for his back and tilt the table to ease pain, but also said the Constitution does not guarantee pain-free executions.
If you're a parent of an infant, we know it has been hard finding formula, and breastfeeding isn't an option for everyone. A few days ago, the Arizona Department of Health Services launched a new page on their website to provide resources for parents dealing with the formula shortage. It answers frequently asked questions about using new formula for your baby. Reminders also on the page is to never feed your baby homemade or watered down formula. And if you are considering buying someone else's breast milk, you should go to a milk bank accredited by the Human Milk Bank Association of North America. Currently, Arizona has no human milk bank, but AZDHS says you might be able to order from neighboring states. More people here in Arizona are testing positive for COVID. The state reported 19% positivity last week. That's up significantly from the 5% that it was previously. But officials continue to say it is not a reason to panic, but urge caution still. The reason for caution, they say, is because reported cases are more than likely significantly undercounted, and everyone is at risk for long COVID. Now, while the CDC does not currently recommend wearing masks indoors, experts recommend Arizonans wear one anyway. For more information about COVID numbers in Arizona and to find other resources for COVID-19, you can go to azdhs.gov/COVID-19.
Our nation's youth were some of the most affected by the disruptions to daily life brought on by COVID-19. Cronkite News reporter Anna Stansfield brings us the story of an Arizona competition that helped children process those feelings through art.
Like so many other kids, 14-year-old Sophia Lynn and her 17-year-old brother Aiden struggled during the pandemic. Online school made it harder to focus. She couldn't go to dance, and he missed out on sports. Not seeing their friends was especially difficult.
I mean, our social lives are such a big aspect of why we go to school, why we do our extracurriculars. So having that taken away from us so suddenly and having to adjust is something that definitely affected a lot of our youth.
Art has been a passion for both of them since a very young age, and was something they turned to for comfort.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed drawing. It's been like a way for me to like relax when I'm feeling down. And I think it's just a great way, like my sister said, to like spread love about certain topics that you're passionate about.
With the challenges of online school in mind, an Arizona group called SEAL, the Community Engagement Alliance Against COVID Disparities, came up with an idea. The group, including researchers from Northern Arizona University, started a contest to inspire youth to use their creativity to design health messages about COVID-19. Some wrote poems or short essays. Others developed posters about masking up and stopping the spread. Others, like the Lynns, made paintings and drawings.
And so we wanted to make sure that they were involved in really expressing their wants, their needs, in their own words, and developing messaging around COVID prevention and all of the things that came with COVID-19 prevention that really was uniquely experienced by youth.
When the Lynns found out about the competition on social media, they knew they had to participate.
And I thought it was an amazing opportunity to use my skills and use my talents to raise awareness about a subject matter that is obviously very near and dear to my heart.
Their pieces, however, had very different messages behind them.
I think it really just shows the two sides to it, how there's a lot of vulnerability with COVID-19 and how we were affected and we were hit really heavily with the really stark changes. But you can also see on the other side that we also became stronger from it. We learned our lessons. We knew how to put on a brave face and recover from all that we have lost.
So I think for mine, I tried to obviously encompass like as many aspects of like the whole pandemic situation as possible. I think specifically what I wanted to highlight through my painting was like the medical professionals and the frontline workers who are putting their lives at risk for those around them.
Aiden and Sophia were among 12 winners statewide. Each gets a $250 gift card, and SEAL hopes to display digital copies of the artwork at various locations across the state, including the state capitol building in the fall. In Phoenix, Anna Stansfield, Cronkite News.
The art contest might also help with research. SEAL is examining how contest submissions influenced public behavior related to COVID-19.
If you have an electric car, you might be worried about running out of charge on longer trips across the state. But there could be new places to charge up in the next several years. The Arizona Department of Transportation says it is planning to place electric vehicle fast chargers along the state's freeway system. The National Electric Vehicle Formula Infrastructure Program is giving the state $70.5 million for the program. The chargers will be built over the next 5 years. ADOT needs to submit its plans to the Federal Highway Administration in August.
Coming up on Cronkite News, Maricopa County needs help getting people into homes. And one way to do it, turn to the landlords. We'll talk more about affordable housing next.
It's hot and it's only going to get hotter here in the desert. Tips on how to stay cool and help others up next.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Phoenix has seen a 35% rise in homelessness over the past 2 years, much of it due to a surge in housing costs and the economic hardships of the pandemic. Julio Moro Rodriguez tells us about a new effort to tackle the issue with partners from the housing industry.
A diverse group, including property owners and advocates for the homeless, came together to unveil a new program called Threshold, aimed at encouraging property owners to open their doors to people experiencing homelessness.
Existing systems designed to provide housing for vulnerable populations are not usually built with property owners and managers in mind. Consequently, they're not very effective at meeting their needs, nor are they geared towards being collaborative and producing comprehensive solutions.
The $5 million investment from Maricopa County offers financial incentives for property owners, such as a signing bonus worth 1.5 times the monthly rent, a hotline with 24/7 support for landlords, and financial support to recover losses from damages and vacancies. The homeless issue has attracted members from both sides of the aisle. Bill Gates, the chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, says it's a first-of-a-kind partnership with property owners and managers.
Because we know that our residents demand it, and it's the right thing to do.
According to the Arizona Department of Housing, to keep up with demand, at least 17,000 affordable units need to be built a year. Stakeholders understand that a partnership with housing providers is the only way to make a dent in the homeless population.
Understanding our needs and challenges, and working to make homeless assistance programs work for everybody, including the housing provider.
In Phoenix, Julio Mora Rodriguez, Cronkite News.
The president of the Arizona Multi-Housing Association says she hopes that every landlord commits to at least one unit to the Threshold project, saying that would go a long way to end homelessness.
This week will be extremely hot with temperatures close to 110 degrees. So where can you go to get cooler? The Maricopa Association of Governments has a map showing all the cooling stations in the county, and there are dozens of them. They include nonprofit organizations, libraries, and hydration stations. If you need to locate a cooling center or want to make a donation of water, you can find the list at azmag.gov/heat relief. Now we know it's getting hotter, but how high will those temps go? We have Samir Malla in the Weather Center with the forecast.
Hello everyone, and I hope you had a great Monday so far. So as we look at the futurecast here, we see that there's a low pressure center moving west to east across the Midwest into the Mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast and including Ontario. But if we look closer to home in Phoenix and in Arizona, there's little cloud cover in the area and it's hot and dry over the next 3-4 days. So what does that mean? We're going to have heat alerts until 8 p.m. tonight across the south central Arizona area, such as places like Yuma and Phoenix, and down south in Tucson until 8 p.m. In terms of the high temperatures, we see 107 in Phoenix, 107 in Bullhead City, and 87 degrees in the Grand Canyon, warmer than usual this time of year. As we look ahead to the evening forecast, we're going to see 103 during rush hour, and then dropping down to 94 at around 10 p.m., great for a late night swim. And as we look ahead for the next 3 days, it's going to be 110 on Thursday on mostly cloudy skies. As for the weekend, we're going to see a high temperature of 115 degrees, highest temperature this week. So stay hot and stay dry and cool over the next 8 days. This is Samir Mullah from the Cronkite Weather Center.
I'm Lauren Green, and coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. The Mercury are off to a slow start this year thanks to some unique challenges. We talked to first-year head coach Vanessa Nygaard about how she's navigating through it all.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Phoenix Mercury head coach Vanessa Nygaard has had a rough start to her first WNBA season as head coach with 7 straight losses until Sunday. Cronkite News reporter Ruby Aurora looks at how Nygaard hopes to turn things around.
Mercury has been in retrograde, and it's not as simple as wins and losses this year, and coach Vanessa Nygaard is very much aware.
I mean, every day is something new here. Quite a book is being written, and so I'm just trying to get to a place where we can stabilize as a group.
Former ASU women's basketball coach Charlie Turner-Thorne is no rookie to adversity, as she was one of the first people to reach out to Nygaard when she became the Mercury head coach, and they have remained in close contact since. Turner-Thorne says Nygaard is doing a good job despite the team's 3-8 record.
You've got a new coach, a new coaching staff, a brand new team. Really only Diana Taurasi has been there more than 3 years. I don't know any coach you could put in that situation that, it's certainly not, oh gosh, they don't know what they're doing. It's just been a really tough transition.
We all just trying to win by committee and bring it together emotionally, physically, on the court, just trying to make something click. And so we said it, and Diana said it out there, like we're so far, but we really are so close.
Despite the team's unique and unfortunate circumstances, Coach Nygaard is staying resilient, looking onward with gratitude to those who have helped her and believed in her.
So I'm committed to finding my way through this adversity, and very grateful, especially to Charlie and especially to James for the support they've provided me so far.
In Phoenix, Ruby Aurora, Cronkite News.
The movement to free Mercury star Brittany Griner from her imprisonment in Russia has gained some major steam among NBA circles over the past few days. LeBron James posted a graphic to his 123 million Instagram followers explaining how people can spread awareness of Griner's situation and petition the Biden administration to do more. At the NBA Finals, members of the Boston Celtics wore We Are BG shirts, voicing support for her freedom. Another NBA superstar chimed in on Sunday as well.
I'm Carmelo Anthony. I want to take this time to bring up our friend Brittany Griner. 105 days. It's been 105 days since Brittany Griner has been wrongfully detained in Russia.
5-2 loss to Texas in their third game of the Women's College World Series. First-year head coach Caitlin Lowe earned her first win in the series against Oregon State, and Cronkite News reporter Ashley Stevens tells us about the important mentor watching her every step.
The Women's College World Series drew a record 12,533 fans watching softball players from all over the country compete to win a national championship. Mike Condrea, the winningest coach in NCAA history, made an appearance to watch his former team.
There's a personal interest in watching all of these teams compete, and I'm just really pleased that I was able to choose something that I love to do, and that was the bat and ball game, and never worked a day in my life. And I feel like right now I'm the luckiest man on the earth being able to watch this and share in Caitlin's journey now.
4 years spent under him as a starting outfielder, 9 years under his coaching staff. What Caitlin Lowe took from Coach Condrea happened to be off the field rather than on the field.
You know, Coach Condrea always talked about this being about people, and I think it's so important. The relationships are what matters, and the X's and O's are great, but like pouring into people, and I don't mean 18 people on the team. I mean support staff and everyone that goes into making this program tick. Those are the things that make it rewarding. It's not always just helping someone be better at the plate. It's about, you know, helping them be better people.
She checks every box, and so I was very, very happy that she got the opportunity to take over the program, and this program will get better and better and better with her. So now it's a matter of going out and recruiting the right kids and going back to work.
3 consecutive trips to the Women's College World Series, and the University of Arizona is looking to make it a 4th. In Oklahoma City, Ashley Stevens, Cronkite News.
Arizona State and the University of Arizona will have to wait until next season for a shot at the national championship title. The NCAA Baseball tournament kicked off with regional play this week, and the 2 Arizona schools in the field of 64, U of A and GCU, had very different experiences. After dropping their playoff opener to Arkansas, the Lopes had a 7-1 lead over Missouri State heading into the 8th inning of their elimination game. But Missouri State scored 7 runs in the final 2 frames, pulling out an 8-7 victory to end GCU's season. Meanwhile, in South Florida, the Wildcats were down to their final out in an elimination game against regional host Miami, but Tanner Otremba lined a 2-run double to give Arizona the lead in the 9th. Chandler native Quinn Flanagan worked around a leadoff single to record the save and seal the comeback victory. Arizona faces off against Ole Miss today for the chance to move on to the Super Regional round. We'll have the latest updates for you on our Cronkite Sports social channels. And that's all for our Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Brianna.
Do you believe in aliens? Because here in Arizona, a new study says we have a higher chance of a close encounter than in other states. Details up next.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
If you believe in life in outer space, you are most definitely in one of the right states. According to Stacker.com, a website that produces data stories, Arizona is in the top 10 of states with the highest UFO sightings. The site says there's been a grand total of over 3,000 sightings in our state. And who could forget the most famous in 1997 when the Phoenix Lights appeared? A sighting that was in the sky so long, a Rocky Mountain poll estimates 10% of Arizonans at the time saw it.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.